Good morning, Magic Players and card collectors of all kinds. Welcome back to the channel. It is a lovely Thursday morning. I'm liking the fact that the weather has finally cooled off, so that's really nice. And it's still bright and sunny, so bonus. I'm not a huge fan of the sun most of the time. It gives me a bit of a headache if it gets in my eyes too much, but I can't say that I am going to be upset with it being out because it does brighten everybody else's moods. And I know that it makes Kaiba happy as well. So, bonus is there. Anyways, it is a Thursday, as I said, and Thursdays are, of course, for new set versus old set. We have a pretty hot series going right now, guys, with a 3-3 going into pack number 6. Honestly, I don't know which set's going to take it in this set series. It's pretty tight right now, and I've been impressed. I thought Edge of Eternities, to be honest, I thought I would get a lot less out of Edge of Eternities than I have. If you remember correctly, if you've been around since we started Edge of Eternities, I originally actually got these as a bundle box. And sometimes bundle boxes can be really, really good. For example, I got some amazing hits out of Dominaria, of course, before. But other times bundle boxes are very hit or miss. I thought, like, very miss-ish. Like, I did get a Tarkir Dragonstorm one. I don't think we pulled anything crazy out of that. I could be wrong. That might be where I got the Mox Diamond, but I think the Mox Diamond was done during new set versus old set, which those were individual packs I had bought. Anyways, last round did go to Edge of Eternities, so last round went to Brothers War, pardon me. So we are actually tied 3-3, and Brothers War will kick us off today. I am going to, as I've done the last couple of weeks, since I am stuck in the car because my father decided he's not going away at all this week, it seems. I got really lucky with the chance to record on Monday. I squeezed that right in between when he left and when he came back, with almost perfect precision timing. It's insane. But I mean, aside from that, I haven't been able to record anything at home really. I even have a couple of Halloween things that I want to put out. I recorded the first half, but I haven't been able to record the second half, and that's why I haven't been able to put out a lot of Kaiba content this week either. So apologies to all of you Kaiba lovers. I will put a Kaiba snip it. Let's just call it a section. I'll put a Kaiba section in the middle between the two pack openings. So you will get to see some Kaiba action of some sort today at least. But yeah. And I do have a splash pad video that I am still working on, even though splash pads are now closed. Oops. Even though the splash pads are now closed, and Kaiba is pretty sad about that. But I do have the one final splash pad video that I want to get out for you guys too at some point. So lots of stuff coming up in the near future. Probably getting some of that done over this weekend because for all my Canadian friends, it's Thanksgiving. Woohoo! For all my American friends, sorry, you gotta go to work on Monday. Anyways, I'm gonna crack this first pack of Brothers War and we will see where we end up. I hope both these packs will have some cool fire. Ooh, this one's a tight one today, so that's always been a good sign. When it's hard to rip them open, I usually pull something kind of decent. Not wanting to jinx it, but fingers crossed. We do have a Power Stone, so we are not going to get a list card today. And our art card is... Ooh, it's a signed one. Signed art cards are pretty sick. I do love me a signed card. And that one's kind of neat, because you can actually read it really easily and clear. Mayor. Apparently Dominic Mayer. Nice. Mishra's Command. Cool. Very good start. Very good start. Let's hope that that is a sign of positive things to come. I will put the Power Stone down there as well, so I don't forget that we've already pulled it. And bam! We start with an island. I do like the Thopters in the background of the island. That's kind of cool, actually. We got ourselves a Scatter Ray. 1 and a blue, counter target artifact or creature spell unless its controller pays 4. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Weak Stone Subjugation. 1 blue for an enchantment or enchant artifact or creature. When this thing enters, you may pay 3. If you do, tap enchanted permanent. And it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Yeah. Borrowing Razor Maw. 2 and a green for a 4/2. When it dies, mill 4 cards. I don't know if I like that. 4/2 is kind of rough. I think I'm going to put that down here with the enchantment. So far, Skyray is the best card. Trench Stalker. 4 and a black for 4/5. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this thing has Death Touch and Lifelink. Ooh. You get to stay in my hand, though. Coastal Bulwark. 2 for a 1/3 wall defender. Gets +2/+0 as long as you control an island. 2 tap, surveil 1. I like that a lot. That's going to go really well in my walls deck. Speaking of, before I go to the next card, Commander Core Creator Challenge. Today is the last day to vote. If you want to pick a commander to participate in, you've got to get your votes in today. There are 6 choices on the docket. One of them is a wall commander. Right now, it is looking like Gix is going to be the choice. It's going to be the Black Praetor card, which I am okay with. I was honestly hoping to build, I put this out there already. I was honestly hoping to build Bilbo because I have a really cool idea for a fun deck to build with that I might actually keep afterwards to use in like Commander games and stuff. The last couple of Core Creator Challenge decks I've taken apart to use their pieces for other things afterwards. But anyways, if not, though, that is fine. Gix is a wonderful choice. I can definitely build something really cool out of mono black, I'm sure. It's not like I don't have a bunch of those. All right. So, like I say, please vote if you are interested. Hero of Dunes. 3, a black and a white for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, return target artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Creatures with mana value 3 or less get +1/+0. That's geese. I will keep that one in hand. 3 on Vigil. 1 in a black enchantment. Whenever 1 or more artifact and or creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Interesting. Meticulous Excavation. 1 white. Pay 2 and a white. Return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. If it has Unearth, instead exile it, then return that card to its owner's hand. Weird. I don't know about that one. Ooh, we got another Millstone! Nice! These are fun to pull. I do love this. Pay 2 to put into play. Pay 2 and tap it, and target player mills 2 cards. Could be anybody. Could be you. And it's got that beautiful blueprint artwork. I do love me the blueprint artwork. I think that is like some of my favorite artwork in this. Well, it's definitely my favorite artwork in this series, but it could be some of my favorite artwork of all time, to be honest. I really do love that stuff. Yeah. All right. Next. Teresian Mindbreaker. 7 to put in a 6/4. Whenever this thing attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded up. Oh my goodness. And it has Unearth 1 and 3 blue. Well, Mr. Juggernaut, you are definitely a hit for today. I'm liking you. And our final card for this pack? A Wasteful Harvest. That feels like a very on-point card. 2 and a green, mill 5 cards. Put a permanent card from among them into your hand. And you get nothing if you don't get a permanent in those 5, which would really suck. I'm going to definitely say the Mindbreaker, the Millstone, and probably the Vigil are the best cards in this pack. But it is definitely not, like, crazy. So there is definitely a chance that Edge of Eternities can take this in a pretty solid comeback next. But first, a little bit of Kaiba. Was it yummy? Yeah. You want to see something to the humans? Alright, so that first pack was pretty solid. Like I say, not crazy. Not going to win awards, but I mean, I will definitely take at least those 4 for sure. And Scatter Ray, those are pretty solid cards. So, I mean, I'm not overly disappointed in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying Edge of Eternities does have a solid chance to take the lead on this one. Or maybe it'll be another tie and we'll go into the last pack tied up. Who knows? We do have ourselves a lander on the back. And the lander comes with a human soldier. Nice. I accidentally already revealed the first card. It was a Kav Landseeker. 3 in a red for a 4/3 with menace. When it enters, you make a lander. At the beginning of the end step on your next turn, you have to sacrifice that token though. So, I mean, use the token beforehand and then you don't have to worry about that, I suppose. It's pretty decent. The cost is a little high, but I mean, I would have preferred a 3/4 over a 4/3, but I'll still take that. With the menace, it's pretty decent. Embrace Oblivion. 1 black. As an additional cost to cast this, you have to sacrifice an artifact or a creature to destroy a creature or a spacecraft. I mean, it's going to work really well with the spacecraft set, obviously. After the spacecraft set, I don't know how much use you would see that card. Especially because it's sorcery speed. I'm going to put it down, I think, today. I might have put that up before, but I think I'm going to put it down today, because I'm pretty sure I've pulled more than one of that. Cloud Sculpt Technician, 2 and a blue, 1/4. Flying, and as long as you control an artifact, it gets +1/+0. That's pretty decent. Bright Spear Zealot. 2 and a white, 2/4, Vigilance. It gets +2/+0 as long as you've cast 2 or more spells this turn. That's pretty good too. Skystinger, Reach. 2 and a green for a 3/3, and whenever it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +5/+0 until end of turn. Kind of specific, but I do like Reach on a green creature. Temporal Intervention. 2 and a black, Void. It costs 2 less to cast if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped. And target opponent reveals their hand. You can choose a non-land card from it, and they have to discard it. Nice! I actually like that a lot. That's probably my favorite hit so far in this pack. I mean, we've got some pretty cool creatures with all kinds of good abilities, but I like me that card. Because even if I don't get the 2 off, and even though it's sorcery speed, that is still a really good ability. I always do love to see somebody's hand and get a feel of what they're playing. Thaumaton Torpedo. Costs 1 to put into play and 6 to use the ability. Tap, sacrifice this artifact. Destroy target non-land permanent. This ability costs 3 less to activate if you attacked with a spacecraft this turn. That's going down. That is not very good, to be perfectly honest. Unless you're going to run a spacecraft, it isn't going to be helpful. All Fate Scroll. 3 to put into play. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color. 7. Tap, sacrifice. Draw X cards where X is the number of differently named lands you control. Okay, I like that. At first I was going to say this seems like it's going to be a really bad one like the Torpedo, but I think that's a lot better actually. I'm going to put that one up. In fact, I think that one just took the place of the Temporal Intervention. I think that's the best one so far in this pack. Litho Breaking. 2 in a red. Oh, I did turn this on, right? Okay. For a minute there, I thought I forgot to start recording again. 2 in a red. Create a lander token, then you may sacrifice an artifact. When you do, this thing deals 2 damage to each creature. Yeah. I'm going to say no. I do like that it deals damage to each creature, but that means it's going to hit yours too, not just the ones your opponents control, first off. And second off, to be perfectly honest, I'm just not sure I want to sacrifice an artifact for that. Wedgelight Rammer, 3 and a white for an artifact spacecraft. It is, when it enters, you get a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Costs 9 to turn it into a flying first strike 3/4. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there on the field until you can do something about it. Or I can get it activated. Either way, it's okay. It's not my favorite one. I do like the fact that it gives you a body, though, that you can tap to use the charge counters. So at the very least, you could be putting 2 charge counters on it the first turn that this comes into play, and probably more turns afterwards. But 3/4. You know what? Because you're a 3/4, I'll put you in my hand. If you were a 4/3, I will put you down. Void Out, 3 and a black, Convoke. So you can tap creatures to pay the 3 and just destroy target creature. It's not bad. Ooh! That is our first full art in this set other than spaceships. Ragost Deaf Gastronaut. White and red for a 2/2 Lobster Citizen. Artifacts you control are foods in addition to their other types and have 2 tap, sacrifice, you gain 3 life. Pay 1, tap, sacrifice a food. This thing deals 3 damage to each opponent. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, untap Ragust. I like this. This is really good. That is an insanely OP commander. I think that will be fun to build a deck around at some point. And that is definitely just given this pack the victory for sure. I'm sorry, Mr. Juggernaut, but you are not nearly as cool as this lobster. Orbital Plunge. Deals 6 damage to target creature. If excess damage was dealt this way, create a lander token. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit expensive, but you will probably get the lander token out of it, which means you're going to get the extra bonus. So that's not terrible. And our final card in this pack is a forest. Just a little lowly forest. Well, I mean, I think this pack was pretty decent overall. We had a lot of, like, setting aside these, let's say. We had some really cool creatures with some really cool abilities. And each creature has some extra sauce to it as well. Plus, we get to check somebody's hand. We got a really cool mana rock. And I like me this lobster. I am really, really into this lobster. Plus, I'm loving the artwork on it too. The Lobster Citizen, Deft Gastronaut. I think this is probably my favorite legendary that I've pulled. Well, I can't really say that. Dollarama, we just had a really cool legendary too. This week has been really good for really neat legendaries that I want to build with. Anyways, as I say, I'm going to give this one to Edge of Eternities. So, Edge of Eternities is up 4-3 going into the final round, which means Brothers War can still tie the series, and it can end on a tie. We have had that happen in the past. Or, Edge of Eternities could walk away with this next week. And after next week, we are going to have a pretty cool next series, I think, on the channel. I know it hasn't been the most popular series since it came out, but I personally was a big fan of Spider-Man when I was a kid. It wasn't my favorite superhero. I would say it was in my top 5, though. I loved Batman and the Ninja Turtles. Those were my 2 big-time favorites for sure. And then after that, who would have been the next superhero I really liked best? I was definitely into Superman somewhat as a kid. A lot more as a kid than I am now. I like Flash more now than I did as a kid. Those two have kind of switched places. Yeah, I'm not sure who else off the top of my head. I'm sure there's other superheroes, but I just can't think of them right off the top of my head right now. But I mean, Spider-Man is the big one that I wanted to open some packs for you guys for. So the next series is going to be Spider-Man versus a really cool old set, which I will debut in the final episode of this series, so that you guys know what it will be heading into the 2 weeks from now. So In the meantime, in between time, make sure you tune in for that. And thank you for tuning into this episode as well. From Kaiba at home and I in the car to you, much love, take care, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. All right, bye.